What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. It's time for Next to Nothing here on twitch.tv/DannyK. I'm going to go ahead and unmute myself
And we
and
popped
undeafen myself.
anywhere.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, Danny?
Hey, what's happening, dude?
Good.
Not much. Just going to swap it so we can see beautiful faces yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that beautiful beard, dude.
Oh.
I got a question. Do you condition your beard or what's up?
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, I don't know. I tried not conditioning my beard before. It's a terrible idea. Don't do that.
Don't not condition your beard, huh?
It's really bad. Like, it is the worst.
Yeah.
God, at least now it's like soft, like it's actual hair. And if you don't condition it, it's like it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Well, I haven't seen Darksyd's face, but I have a feeling he can grow a pretty mean beard too. Is that true? Is that?
I have one, yeah.
You have one? What do you?
Yeah.
Do you have to condition it too, or what?
Did my
I
camera
shave
die?
it off. Mine stabs people. Like my hair's so
you're
thick,
still
like
here.
I can walk up and stab people with
Okay.
my beard hair.
Oh yeah. I think people have seen. People have seen that I get the thin beard. It's not very. It's not thick, but it's at least even, so I don't feel bad in growing it out. Because it's evenly thin.
Is it like the 5 o'clock shadow thing going on? What is it? Because I don't think I've seen it before. Maybe I have.
I had it last week.
Oh, I did. Okay, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I also went a full day on. I think it was Sunday. I think I went a full day Saturday. It was Saturday. I went a full day with a mustache, and I'm like, nah. Nah. This isn't gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I tried that once before, and I was like, I'm okay. I'm good.
we can skip this.
Yeah, I'm fine without that.
So,
I'd rather play the whole of my 16 or my 30 strat.
So, welcome to Next to Nothing, the show where we talk about games to waste your time on and not your money, gaming on a budget when the wallet is thin. I am joined by two lovely gentlemen today, Ren147, and the man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyways, Father Time, the man, the myth, the 3-hour hatch standoff legend Darksyd here on Twitch. How's it going, guys?
I'm doing great. I'm having a good day. I can't complain. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh my god.
I told Darksyd
Good too until you brought up that 3-hour hat standoff.
Dude, I completely forgot about that. And then you said it, and I was just like, wait, no.
So
Oh,
for those who aren't familiar with Darksyd, he is a mostly Dead by Daylight streamer here on Twitch. And there happened to be a night in which a killer would not let him go, so they stood in a game for 3 hours. And he won. Let's just get that out there, that he fucking won.
I actually went to the kitchen, grabbed a 24-pack of Red Bull, put it down beside my computer, and was like, screw this guy, he's not getting his win.
Oh my god.
It just makes me so happy anytime I think about it, that somebody was that dedicated, and that you were more dedicated. You could have easily just DC'd.
I was going to quit until he said, I wasn't going to do this, but you have Twitch TV in your name. And I was like, screw you, you're not winning now.
Oh my god.
But no Spectissa, she's off doing things. She's a busy woman. So she is not with us today. Hopefully next week, and hopefully we'll have a four-person discussion. Hopefully.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. It'll be the first time in the iteration.
It'll be next level.
Yeah, it'll be real next level. So let's just get into it, guys. What have you been playing? Who wants to go first?
I've literally been addicted to Monster Hunter since it came out. I have not put it down. It's bad. It's really bad. The game is great. There's some big problems with it, mostly connection issues for multiplayer. It's kind of trash right now in that aspect. Mm-hmm. The game itself is awesome, though. As somebody who has never played a Monster Hunter game, I think I've only played 20 minutes of Dauntless. Yeah. It's real steep learning curve. Like, I got worried at first that I wasn't actually going to like it. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I finally got over the hurdle and I was like, holy shit, I think I love this game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I think this game is great. But, yeah, I've been pretty much non-stop addicted to Monster Hunter World right now.
Yeah.
It's been good.
And
I've really enjoyed it.
Have you never played a Monster Hunter game until this?
No. I've never played one. I've watched maybe like 10 minutes of one total. Mm-hmm. But nothing like this. Mm-hmm. And I had an understanding that like it was all just like you have a giant weapon and like you just kill monsters. And it's not exactly the case. Even the person that we're watching right now, they're using the weapon that I normally use. Mm-hmm. Which is like a really like somewhat lightweight weapon that like you can hop up in the air and just fucking do like crazy moves and you look like a badass doing it. Mm-hmm. It's great. Oh my god. There's so many cool like things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I remember that Dauntless was fairly limited in its weapon, like hits and everything.
Yeah.
But like I think there's like 14 different weapons in this, and all of them have like crazy combo moves, and it's just like nutty. Mm-hmm. And it's, yeah, I don't know. So everybody plays differently. I think there's even one person that runs around with like a horn. He runs around with a giant horn, and he uses it to buff allies, but it's also a hammer. So you just beat the crap out of people with a giant trumpet. Basically,
I mean,
it's great.
Have you never been in band camp? Let me tell you, you know, I didn't get these muscles from all the squats on this damn stream.
Oh my god!
I got these muscles from band camp. I played euphonium.
Jesus. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I've been having a great time with it. I'm not even like close to finished, I think, because I beat what the game told me was the main boss, and then it just kept going. And I was like, oh, okay. And then things got like, I just got to the point where like things got like doubly hard, and now I have to worry about things all over again. Because it was like, off the start, you're just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know how to play this game. This dude's wrecking me. I don't know. And then like eventually you get comfortable with it, and then just out of nowhere, it's just like, by the way, we're hard again. We're really difficult. But yeah, I've really been enjoying it. I actually thought the game was supposed to be easier. Like, that was my thought. I thought it was just like a game where you run around and you kill giant monsters. And like, that's it. Not like a difficulty curve at all or anything. Game is actually not easy. That was the thing that actually surprised me the most, was like, I was expecting it to not be... It reminds me of like a much more, it's everyone's favorite fucking term to describe anything, a much more actiony, less like Dark Souls, which was really cool to me. That was not something I was expecting at all, like in the slightest. But yeah, there's so much depth for a game that I didn't think I was going to get super into.
Yeah,
and that's what has definitely kept me going, for sure. Is like, you do one fight and you're all like, okay, I did that great. I need to still farm parts for this guy. So like, let's see if I can do it better. And then like, you just like annihilate the guy. The next time you're like, yeah, that's right. I did things.
So it feels really rewarding.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. I've been really... There hasn't been a time in a... Well, that's not true. There's been 2 boss fights I've just recently done that made me a little salty, to say the least. Yeah. One of them was, I was hunting a dragon, and so for those who have never played like a Monster Hunter World game or anything like that, I guess the standard is to have a 30-minute boss fight. That's just the thing. So I was fighting this boss, and this boss was really difficult. I was fighting it for like 40 minutes, and like I finally get it really low, and then it leaves the map. And then it's just gone forever. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Oh, no. I needed that. So I was freaking out a little bit on that one. That one tilted me a bit. And then the next...
Yeah,
go for it.
Tilted. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, I lost my shit. I was not happy. I did it again. Actually got it because the thing did not like. So when you like start doing damage to a monster, they'll have a chance to like try to book it and run away to a different area. The last one, the one that I was like spending like 40 minutes on, kept traveling from like one side of the map to the other. Just all like, yeah, you're never gonna catch me. Get real. And it's like, okay, great, awesome. And like the next one, it was just like, oh, I'm gonna stop next door. I'm just gonna hang out with some plants and stuff. It's cool. It's chill over here. It's like, okay, all right, I see how it is. I get it. But I don't know. I haven't like outright just hated the game.
Yeah.
That's definitely been the most salty moment that I've had playing it. But I've never actually just been like, this game sucks. Like, this game is horrible. I think the only things that it's really bad about is its beginning tutorial.
Yeah.
Because there not really is one. I don't know. It was like... It pretty much just was, go hunt monsters. Just go do it. And it's like, but I know that there's like a food thing, and I'm supposed to eat every time I go out, and it's like, okay, all right, I guess. Are we gonna talk about that? No? Oh, okay. All right, it's fine. I don't know. I would think that like, if you actually give it a chance, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see people just being like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna swap off. But yeah. For the amount of time that I put in to learn it, I feel like it's been really rewarding. So yeah.
What is this game retailing for? Do you know?
60, I think.
Because it is a port. It is and I think it's the first Monster Hunter game to come to PC.
Yes, that is very true. Hold on, let me check for sure. Yeah. I spent 60. I think that you can spend like 80 for like a deluxe edition, but I wouldn't recommend it because it probably isn't even gonna be worth it. I haven't even checked to see what you get out of it, but I'm assuming that's probably like gear. And if you're getting DLC gear, I probably wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. Darksyd, it sounded like you're going to say something. What was that?
No, I didn't say anything. I'm muted.
No, sorry. I thought you were going to say something there. It sounded like you were going to, interject. But so to you, I mean, is it worth picking up now, or is it worth waiting for a sale?
To me, yes. To me, yeah, absolutely. I actually really enjoy it. If you can get it on sale, for sure, get it because I've never played a game like this. I've never even heard of a game like this on PC aside from Dauntless. And I think from what I've played, this is like Dauntless 5.0 because I have not hated any specific part. And like with Dauntless, I think the big problem that I had was like the lack of depth. It's like there is some depth, but it doesn't really go like super hardcore into anything. Yeah. But this is it really rewards you on like learning things, which is cool. Really like that. Like there's even environmental mechanics. I didn't even know about environmental like traps and things like that until like hour like 5. And then it's just like out of nowhere, oh, you see that like big set of rocks that are like hanging from the ceiling? Dude, all you have to do is just bait a giant monster over there, just shoot it, and then bam, easy. Like
easy peasy.
Yeah. I don't know. There's even like you can run monsters into like trees or stuff like that to like create vine traps.
Yeah.
And things like that. There was a whole bunch of like different mechanics that I just didn't know was a thing. Like I never even expected it out of the game itself. So yeah, I definitely recommend it for sure. Honestly, if you're like strapped on cash and you don't want to pick it right now, but you do want to pick it up soon, I'd probably wait a week just because like the servers are still being pretty bad. Like, I'm gonna be honest, the servers have been rough. You have to like go through a lot of weird loopholes to like get online sessions to really work fluidly. But when you're actually in an online session, it feels really good. But that being said, the servers crash like every like 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of expected for something that's like just recently released on PC though. I'm not super surprised. I'm a little bit surprised because they had like 8 months to see this thing coming. Yeah. But, you know, yeah. That's kind of where I'm at on it. And
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, in terms of it, like, because it is a port, in terms of the porting, I don't think it's that bad. There's, like, some big problems I have with it. Mostly the menuing system. Like, when you're depositing items and things like that, doing inventory storage, all that. Inventory management's really wonky. Aside from that, the actual gameplay itself feels fine. You'll have like I'm going to call it a sidearm. It's like a slinger, kind of like a slingshot that's attached to your arm. Mm-hmm. There's, specifically for this weapon, there's 2 different buttons that you use. So like if you notice he has like this bug, that works as like a replacement for your slinger. But you can use the other one, and the buttons are really close to each other, and they're like toggles, which is weird. So like you have to press one, and then like you're just stuck in that if you just like don't think about it. Because I know I've been stuck in like, I've just been holding my arm up like an idiot, just like aiming at a boss, but I don't have anything, and I'm just like, I don't want to be doing this. Let me out of the screen, please.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. That really the biggest problem I have in terms of the porting is the inventory management, though. That's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Aside from that, it's great.
Yeah. Were you playing with keyboard and mouse, or are you doing it with controller?
I've tried controller. Controller is better.
Okay.
Just fact. Mm-hmm. But I've already spent too much time playing on keyboard mouse that I'm like way too used to control. Like I'm ingrained with the controls at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like I could like spend like an hour and like get good with the controller, but I've already spent like 30 hours on keyboard. I might as well just stick with it at this point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say if you do have a controller and you can use it, I would. 100%. Yeah. If you can't, it's no big deal. It's really not that bad. I think the porting is relatively fine.
Yeah, because that's always a concern of mine when I'm looking at, it's particularly games kind of like this.
Yeah.
Where where it was developed with a controller in mind and not a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
For someone that might be looking into it, is that another peripheral? Like, I don't have a controller, so
yeah,
is that like another peripheral that I'm really gonna need?
Like a required thing.
Yeah. Because I know, like with fighting games, it's almost like required to get a controller or some other peripheral. And there's some fighting combo aspects in this game.
Yeah,
that I could see where a controller would definitely be nice.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's just because I haven't gotten used to the controller. Mm-hmm. Yep. Some of the moves, like these aerial dashes and things like that, feel really wonky to me on controller, which doesn't make any sense. But like, they just don't feel right on keyboard mouse. I feel like they're really good. Like, I haven't even like remotely questioned like how I'm gonna maneuver or anything like that. And like, since it is mouse movement, you have a little bit more control over like how you're gonna aim and position. I think that's probably like the bigger reason why. But yeah, in terms of porting, I haven't really seen anything I've hated. The only thing I really like did not like was the inventory system, and that's it. Inventory management on keyboard mouse is a pain. That's just a fact. Everything else has felt fine though. I've even like started up a second character because I'm using this glaive on my like main one, but I've tried like using daggers instead. And the gameplay feels like entirely different. Like there's a lot like more of a different pace to it. So like with the glaive, it's a lot more like you're trying to really, your big goal is trying to mount on top of the monster and then force it to like go down with the glaive. Whereas like with dual daggers or something like that, you're really just like trying to put out as much damage as possible, and that's it. But yeah, I think the fact that there's like so many different ways to play it, and like some of them are similar, but none of them are like the exact same. Like probably the closest thing to being the same is maybe like the hammer and the horn, and that's it. Aside from that, like every playstyle feels like somewhat different. Even like the moves and the combos and the finishers and everything, like they all have their own style, which is awesome. Love it. I've really been enjoying it so far.
Cool.
Like a lot.
Yeah. Well, anytime I pop into your stream, it seems lately you're playing this. In the last week or so, it's just been Monster Hunter World. So, kind of keeping in theme here with the show being, gaming when the wallet is thin. Are there any microtransactions or anything like that anyone needs to look out for? Or is it all, pretty upfront?
Yeah, it's all pretty upfront. I haven't even like heard of microtransaction even being like offered. The only thing that I've noticed is there's like a specific section like in your house, and to be honest, you don't even use your house that often. It's like a luxury thing that just sort of exists. You kind of just put critters into it, and that's it. There was like a claim add-ons and bonuses thing, but really that's for like grabbing DLC items or anything like that. So for example, I pre-ordered it, and it came with like a set of really basic gear, and basically it was in there. There was like a charm, some other stuff, and it was all just like in that section. So I'm pretty sure that's all it is. I have not even seen anything. I haven't noticed anything that would even like warrant microtransactions. You know what I mean? Like with some games, it's like, yeah, I can kind of see microtransactions being a thing here, but really, so far, I haven't seen anything at all.
Okay.
Everything is pretty like open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darksyd, do you have any questions at all? Because I think I've had everything I've been curious about answered.
Don't really have any questions for the sheer fact I've played a lot of the Monster Hunter series, and I'm not a huge fan whatsoever.
Okay.
It's really? A very, very rough grind on collecting a lot of materials to make certain things, and I think they poured way too much into their crafting system than they did their games.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. And they do that as a way to hold you there for longer periods because, you know, once you're done killing everything, what do you got left? It's the crafting system, and they drag that out way too long. That's why I never even touched Monster Hunter Worlds. I stopped in the last Monster Hunter because I just got fed up with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't minded the grind so far. Like, it's felt fine. I heard that, like, a lot of the previous ones were really grindy. This one hasn't felt super bad, but then again, I have no experience with any of the other ones, so I'm not sure. But, yeah. I can understand that, though. I definitely can understand that, because this is a grind fest. But, yeah. I've enjoyed the grind. I haven't really hated it at any point.
But you do have a leg up with one thing. At least you can go do it with your friends. You couldn't do that before in any of the other Monster Hunters.
Yeah.
You had to do it alone.
Yeah. I think, honestly, that probably is what makes the grind not that bad anymore. It's just because, like, if I want to go grind, I can go hang out with people. And it'll probably be, like, really easy because I already know, like, the boss and how they work and everything like that. But, like, I don't know, maybe a friend won't, and they'll just, like, freak out, and they'll be like, what is this? It's a bird with a giant tongue that just pukes at people. And it's like, I don't know, dude. Beat it up. I'll watch. It's like, no. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I've definitely enjoyed it with friends, for sure. I think once the server issues get resolved a little bit more, it'll definitely be a lot more worth picking up. Or at least checking out, for sure. Right now, I can fully understand if somebody's just like, I would pick it up, but no. I'm okay. I get it. I understand. I totally get it. But, like, I would definitely, like, consider picking this up at some point.
Okay. Anything else on this game?
I think I'm good. I feel like I covered it. I feel like I covered a lot. Really, just to, like, boil it down. Good game. Hard, steep learning curve. And inventory for the PC port kind of blows. But gameplay itself feels really fluid.
Cool. So from what I'm understanding from Ren is, you know, maybe you just got your paycheck, you are looking for something that's, you know, maybe a little bit more higher end, AAA. You know, if you have the money, go ahead and pick this up now. If you're waiting, if you want, wait for a sale.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would fully get it if somebody was going to wait for a sale on this. 100%.
Cool. Darksyd, do you want to talk about yours, or you want to go into mine?
No, we can do mine.
Right.
I'm ready for it. You're going to have to pull up Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Not a machine for pigs, not that garbage. Dark Descent.
Amnesia: Dark Descent?
Yep.
All right. And we have... I think I have it right now. And the gameplay that we're watching is from Survival Horror Network, SHN.
Definitely not Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
You sure?
Yes. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is set in the 18th century.
Oh, let me see.
No, this looks like Amnesia. I think that was just like the channel that was streaming it.
Oh. Okay. Let's see here.
So far, it looks like it.
Yeah, that's Amnesia. There we go. So you can get that right now on Steam for $20, but I bought it when it was on sale for $5,
mm-hmm.
and it was the best $5 I ever spent. It is actually an old-style 18th century horror game where it bases the horror aspect off the atmosphere and not just a bunch of cheesy jump scares or action. Because you don't get a weapon in this game. Your weapon is a lamp with some lamp oil. And my God, is that lamp oil ever so precious to you? The lamp oil will
keep
whale
oil too?
I have no idea. It just comes in little jars. The graphics aren't that great in this game. This game is all about the gameplay, the puzzles, and the story. And it's got a great storyline. You play as a guy named Daniel, wake up in this castle, and you have, of course, amnesia. You can't really remember why you're there, what you're doing there, and you kind of have flashbacks as you play and journal entries that he wrote himself to read to kind of jog his memory of what he was doing there. The castle is extremely large, and I mean unbelievably large, and every object you see, you can pretty much pick it up, throw it around, carry it with you. You want a barrel, pick up a barrel. You want a table, bring the table with you. You want to throw a chair down the hallway, you can pick up the chairs. Everything is interactable. You can open up cabinets, drawers. This is showing your inventory right now. And the lantern, when you have the light on, you're fine. You can see everything fine. But when that lamp goes out or you run out of oil, you're in the darkness. And you have a sanity meter. This sanity meter will actually drive you pretty bonkers when you turn it out. You'll see spiders walking down the screen. It'll start obscuring your view of everything. You won't be able to, the sound will be off, so you can't tell if anything's coming, because there are monsters and creatures in this building that will kill you. They'll find you, and they will kill you, and they don't stop. They will hunt you down. They'll search through debris if you're trying to hide behind stuff. They'll open closet doors, which is a pretty cool aspect. I think DBD actually drew their closet hiding out of this game, because this was out long before Dead by Daylight was.
Mm-hmm.
So right now he's standing in the light. You can also light candles to light your path to head down the way. But you have to find tinder boxes for that, which are very hard to find. Just a second, pulling up my notes.
Yeah, I remember I played this once before, and I really enjoyed it.
I think
especially considering how often it goes on sale, because it goes on sale like a lot. It's definitely like a really quick, cheap, like, you should definitely pick this up if you're even thinking about horror game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the atmosphere on it gets really tense going through this building, because you don't really get chased or found by the monsters very often. So it's all the atmosphere that plays on you and the noises that you can hear. And after a while, like, your anxiety starts to pick up, and that's what really plays on it, because you start freaking out and doing stupid things, and then of course you're getting found for making so much noise by these monsters, because they're actually actively walking around the castle seeking you and looking for you. And the more noise you make, so if you walk in a door and like bang, knock over a barrel, and they hear that noise, they're coming that direction, and they're actively looking to kill you.
Yeah.
But another aspect of the game that I love the most is the puzzle solving. The puzzle solving in this game is unbelievable. It's very easy to pick up on and learn how to solve the puzzles, but finding where all the pieces of the puzzle are is extremely hard, because they put them in different sections of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And the castle, I believe I counted the rooms at 1,430 rooms total.
Oh, geez.
From basement all the way to the third floor. I played this game a lot, and I still play it. I'll pick it up like maybe every couple of months. I'll run through it really quick. Like, I can get through the game now in about 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
How much I play it, and when I first played through it, it took me 47 hours to complete it.
Man,
not knowing all the puzzles, not knowing where to go.
Yeah, no, I even remember at this exact spot, like right here, I ran out of oil for my lamp, and I didn't have any left, and I was stuck in the middle of like the water, and I didn't know how to get out. I was like, well, that was fun. That was a fun like adventure of a game. I'll pick this up later, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed this game from when I played it for sure. It's definitely like it's a classic horror game, which is really like
It definitely is a classic horror game. My favorite monster in the game is the invisible monster, and you can only see him in water. You can only see his footsteps in the water. You can't see him anywhere else. If there's no water around, you're going to hear him, but you can't see him. He's got to be the best monster in the game because you know he's there, and you just start freaking out and running random directions, throwing stuff behind you to block doors. Hopefully you can't push the door open because you hear him, but you don't see him. And this game really plays on your mind more than it actually, shows it to you. Like the Resident Evil games and Dead Space, you know what's coming at you in those series. You can see everything. But in this game, it plays more on your mind, your sound and hearing. Like you have to have surround sound to play this game. Otherwise, you won't enjoy the experience because you're never going to know where anything is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know if like you're walking through a room and there's a monster in the room off to the left of you, so you can go to the right. Otherwise, you're just going to open the door to the left and walk right into them. Here you can see like the blood on the right wall. That blood, as you get crazier, the blood appears more, and it actually hurts you if you touch it, and takes your life meter away. Because you have your life meter, you have your sanity meter, and then you have your lamp. When your lamp is out or there's no light around, your sanity meter drops. And once your sanity meter hits 0, your vision's so obscured, you pretty much can't make out much. It almost looks like you're underwater looking at things. You have spiders walking down the sides of your monitor screen, it looks like. And they make noises, so you can't really hear the noises that are going on around you. So once you go crazy, that's it for you. You're pretty much going to die if you don't get the antidote to get your sanity meter up. The room that he's in right now, this is actually where you meet the first invisible monster in the water. That's why he's standing on the boxes. Because the invisible monster, I don't know if he can see, but he can hear. So when you step in the water and make the splash noise, he starts running for you.
Yeah, I definitely also remember like this guy was like you would have like random pieces of limbs and stuff that are like on these boxes, and you can just chuck them over at him, and he'll like just sit over there and eat it.
And, like those were human legs and arms.
Yeah.
Defend yourself with a human thigh, huh?
Nope. You pick up somebody's dead corpse and throw it in the water, and he'll go devour it, and that buys you, I don't know, 6 seconds maybe.
Yeah. Nobody can resist them hips. Oh man.
Like Shakira's hips. Hips don't lie.
I play. Go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, I know I've seen a lot of people play, and you're not wrong about like the horror aspect playing on the mind, because you get it secondhand when I've watched people play this game. I haven't played it myself personally, but watching people play it, you get that anxiety secondhand. So it does a really good job of translating that, like what you're supposed to be feeling. But that's all I was gonna say. What were you gonna say?
I would say I play a lot of horror games. My horror library consists of I have at least 100 different horror games that I've played in my lifetime.
I need to hit you up and find out what you've been playing. That's a lot of horror.
Out of all the horror games, I even play in VR. I played VR horror games, and Amnesia: The Dark Descent is probably one of the scariest games I've ever played. Ever. It beat Outlast. It beat Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity is a VR game, and it's pretty tense too. But this one, it really gets under your skin. And like after like 3 or 4 hours of playing it, I have to just turn it off and just like go watch Teletubbies. just so I can feel better about myself because I don't want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The first loading screen says, turn your lights out, play it with your headphones on, and if you actually listen to that and do it, turn all the lights out, you have like no distractions, no light around, and put your headphones on, it'll be the best gaming experience ever. Just don't pay attention to the graphics, because the graphics suck. I'm not even going to front on that. The graphics are absolutely friggin' horrible. But this game is all about the gameplay, and that's what I love about it. Because you don't really get good quality games anymore. They just throw a bunch of graphics at you, and it's a trash game. It's just got good graphics. I hate that.
I will say that, one thing that's good in terms of graphics of the, graphics being poor is that, it runs on a wide variety of machines.
Yeah, right? This honestly will run on pretty much anything. I've never even heard of a machine that can't run it, like Amnesia.
Yeah.
To be honest, the only thing I would imagine is a machine that doesn't even have a graphics card.
Yeah.
Because this isn't a very intensive game by any means.
Yeah, that was
even sorry, go ahead.
No, that's just exactly. It's basically anything can run it. So if you're, really strapped for cash and you're saving to build a PC or something like that, or maybe upgrade your PC, this would just be a good cheap thing to keep you occupied for a while.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say, Ryan?
Definitely, but
oh, it's all good. I was just gonna say, because the map layout, so with a lot of current horror games, the maps are huge. They try their best to not have loading screens, and just to keep that pace of this is a horror game. You're not getting that little moment of relaxation. But with this, if anything, the loading screens build up on the background of the game, so they're not even they're not a relief. They are for a little bit, but it's honestly not even that big of a deal, especially with an environmental horror game like this, where it's not jump scares. It's a lot more of there could actually be horror at any point in time in the game. There's never oh, I just started. Obviously, it's just gonna be fine, because it really just starts you into it. But the loading screens also make it a lot easier to run on a lot of other platforms, because you're not loading up entire giant maps or anything like that. And it should, I would think it'd be able to run on pretty much anything. To be honest, I can't really imagine anything that it couldn't run on.
You can run this off of a processor graphics card that's built into your i7 processor.
I'm honestly not surprised.
I'm curious what they even recommend for specs.
I actually am too.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Probably next to nothing.
Oh god.
I need a sound
that podcast.
I need a sound effect for any time we do that. Just a wah.
Oh man.
You probably heard that pun a few times.
Not we haven't done it. I think we've made a conscious decision not to do it that much.
I try my best.
I got you.
Oh man.
We just needed a dad to come on and start making the dad jokes.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
The one thing I really like about it is they now came out with a level editor where you can go in there and make your own horror stories, and people can download it and play them.
Yeah. That's Amnesia Custom Stories, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. I've heard really good things about a lot of things that have been made in that.
So
some people have some really twisted minds. I'll tell you that. I played a few, and it's just what were you people thinking when you did this crap?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is what on the Steam page what Amnesia says for system requirements. Windows XP, Vista, or 7. 2.0 gigahertz low-budget CPU such as Celeron or Duron need to be at about twice the CPU speed. 2 gigs of memory, 3 gigs of RAM, graphics, Radeon X1000 GF6, integrated graphics, and very low-budget cards might not work.
Oh, man. Were those recommended or were those minimum specs?
System requirements.
Oh, system requirements.
Yeah, they don't even have like a recommended. They're just like, yeah, this will run on anything.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, yeah, there's always the chance that it won't work on like a integrated GPU, like just like inside the CPU. Mm-hmm. But to be completely honest, I really doubt it. Like, I really, really doubt it, unless like you're running like an i3 or something really low budget.
Yeah,
it should run.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really imagine it not working. But yeah. I would definitely put this in the category of like a must play if you even think about playing horror.
Yeah,
I would put this in like
it is.
Yeah, I would put this in like the category because I really liked Outlast. I thought that was like my favorite horror game so far that I've played. I played Amnesia. I really liked it, but it wasn't my favorite by any means. But yeah, I would definitely put those two are like those are the go-tos if you're gonna go play like a horror game. If you're like thinking about playing horror at any point and you're just like, I don't know what horror game to pick, you pick one of those.
Yeah,
it's just what you do. It's kind of like when somebody is like, I should play a first-person shooter, and it's like most people are gonna probably tell you Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. They're just staples.
Yeah,
I would definitely recommend this. Even like so many horror games right now are based off of like ideas from this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you can tell like there's so many things, like even the closet hiding mechanic. You're even talking about it for Dead by Daylight. I know a lot of horror games do that trope now, where it's just like, oh, I need to hide in the locker. Things are gonna get spooky. And it's like, if I remember it, I'm pretty sure Amnesia is the one that even brought that to like life. Aside from that, it was never even a thing, including like moving objects and things like that. Like being able to like pick up things by hand and be able to do whatever you want with them. I'm pretty sure that was also an Amnesia specific thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely would recommend this to anybody, for sure. If you're ever even thinking about horror, you normally just pick this game up right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you can go with some of the Penumbra series if you want to be more modern.
Yeah. I've also heard really good things about Penumbra. I haven't actually played it. Oh, I haven't actually played it, but I've also heard really good things about that one. Yeah.
Penumbra is more modern. You have a flashlight, you know, flashlight batteries, all that fun stuff. But the guys that are actually seeking you actually talk shit to you while they're looking for you. So they'll like whip a door open and be like, I saw you go in here, and they'll like drag whatever they have behind them, like a big sword or whatever, and they'll start searching around the room, and they'll just start randomly stabbing around corners. It's a good series too, but it's not like Amnesia. I like the older feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the modern feeling in horror games. I like to do the 18th century or maybe even the 19th century, but not the 21st century. It's no fun.
Yeah.
Well, you know, nothing is scary once we have cell phones, right?
Yeah.
That's why horror movies don't do well.
Actually, Dying Light. What is it? Dying Light? I have a game where you actually use your cell phone as your light source, and you have to snap pictures, and you can't see where the ghosts are unless you're snapping the pictures. It's almost like I
have heard of that.
A Japanese one.
Yeah. It's not Dying Light. I can't remember what it's called though, because I remember you start off in like a school. That one's also really like weird. That one's more of like that one's much more of the weird style horror game. Where like this one's also pretty weird. I'm gonna be honest. This one's really weird. But like Dread Out, I don't have words to describe that one.
Yeah, you just gotta
it's just strange. Yeah. Because I've definitely seen a lot of gameplay of it, and every time I've seen it, I've just been like, what is happening right now? What is going on? But yeah. I would definitely put this in like the must-get category. I'm pretty sure I've even seen this thing sold for like $2. To be completely honest.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine a reason to not pick up this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's $2. It really is just $2 for like one of the most staple like horror games.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to beat that price. of like almost free. I'm just saying. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely would recommend the play on that. And if you want to waste 300 hours like I have in it, then, you know, be my guest.
300 hours? I got 9.
Custom. I do all the customs
okay.
too.
All right. I got you. I was like, what? Because I went through like the entire... Yeah, I beat it. I beat it in 9. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really good. But then again, like, this definitely was not my first horror game that I ever played. All of the other ones I have played were a lot longer. So, like, I got really used to, like, this game, the way that it plays and such. And it was just, like, it wasn't super, like, difficult for me to, like, get around. I think the hardest thing was, like, at one point the game bugged at, like, a specific section. And, like, it makes sense because it's relatively old. Bugs happen. Yeah. It's just a thing. Yeah, that was the only part that really bugged me. That bugged
my first horror game was Alone in the Dark. There's my age showing.
I've heard really good things about that one too. Oh man. Yeah. My first really in-depth one was I think Outlast. So yeah. Sorry.
Outlast was done very well.
Yeah,
Outlast was done very well.
Yeah.
I ran through that in 4 hours, start to finish, and I was just like, it could have been longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
My DBD played into that. I'm just like, yeah, there's something chasing me. That's nice. Let's go.
Oh man.
All right, Danny, what did you review?
Oh yeah, I played a game. Oh boy, I played a game called Battle Rush. It is a free-to-play World War II shooter that is like, how am I going to describe this? Call of Duty World War II had a baby with Fortnite. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way I'm going to call it. Battle Rush. Let me tell you, there's some good things here. There's a lot of bad things here. Let me start with the good things. 64, or what is it? I think right there it's showing 50. So 25 versus 25 maps. I think I saw some 64 person map or servers. So 32 versus 32 player maps. That is great. Large games, fantastic. Inventive in many ways. There's a looting system where you have to go and get materials, and you can build walls and build little buildings and craft your own vehicles and stuff like that. That's fun, to go around and get materials. And I'll come back to some problems I have with that in particular in a second. Variety of weapons, and you're not just stuck to what you load out with, because you can get if you're stuck with, if the class that you spawn in as only has a bolt action rifle, you can go find a carbine or an SMG or something like that in the game. That's fine. Otherwise, like I said, the game has a lot of problems, and I guess I'll start with what I mentioned before, the looting system. And I talked about this before the call, but I want to reiterate, or before the stream or the podcast started. The game has the looting system is incentive for your own teammates to grief and gank you if possible, right? Like if you go into a building, like say I want to build a car, I know I need oil, I need gas, and I need parts. Mm-hmm. So I go to a building, I find all three, and this actually happened to me twice, where guys griefed me because they saw what I took and wanted to make whatever fucking thing they wanted to make. There is no friendly fire in this game, and you cannot break walls with tools. Meaning, if there's only one entrance to a room that you're in, let me kind of move back here so I can. They can block you in the room until you decide to either disconnect or kill yourself, which is what I did. I grenaded myself. They would not absolutely let me go through. And it's because of that system that, that guy over there took the fuel. I'm gonna go try to block him in. And fuck him over. So that's one thing that needs to be fixed for like the team thing, the team aspect. Was like either implement friendly fire so you can punish players who grief like that, or make it so that friendly players don't have hitboxes that you can pass, so you can pass through them or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are the two, like, if I'm getting griefed, I either don't want them to be able to grief me, or I want to be able to punish somebody. I want to be able to fucking throw a grenade at them and kill us both. That's just something I want, which would probably make griefing worse. So the better option is to make it so that friendlies can go through each other.
Yeah. I'm kind of shocked that because a lot of games, at least they used to, the way they'd normally bypass something like that, they didn't even use like no collision. A lot of times they'd use like you'd be able to actually be able to push them away. Like your hitbox would actually collide with theirs, and because you're moving, they actually like actively move out of the way. So I'm shocked that's not like a thing. To be honest, that seems like a huge oversight.
It is. This is very much a game done by a baby developer. Very much.
Oh, got you.
They clearly didn't get a. I don't know where this is even done from. Let me even like look that up quick. Because English is definitely not this person's first language. When you first load into a game, you have the choice of Allieds, which is how they spell it, Allieds, or Axis. And then it's like, once you select one, it says, before you start, just know that you can't switch teams, so you have to stay on this team until the game ends. And then it says, I understood, or I'll wait for a second and think, or whatever, But it's like, I understood. Not, I understand. I understood. There's the game mode that you play the only game mode you have access to is standard mode, not standard mode. Yeah, so there's very much that. And God, a couple of the other things that this game needs to fix.
Is there any actually like? This is probably gonna sound bad. Is there any good traits about this game?
I mean, it runs on basically on everything.
Okay.
The bones of the game, the idea of the game is to go destroy the opponent's base.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually fine. I see a lot of people just fucking around making this whatever World War II sandbox shooter they want. And there's a mode I'm not able to access, but I'm kind of curious about, and I think would actually be really nice is if you could, make your own situations. That's why I initially got interested in this, because, with the building aspect, I actually thought that would be pretty interesting, see if we could make our own base, and then, Ren can come in and, help me build this base, and then Darksyd and his team can come in and try to take the base from us, right?
Yeah.
I found that to be, but I don't see anything that actually allows you to do that. No private server options, anything like that. Like I said, the game itself has good bones. Like, it has good it has, the gunplay could use some work, but it's not terrible. It runs well, so, it's not like, some unoptimized glitchy, I think I might have had like one glitch so far, and that was, I was on a machine gun in a building, and then I exited it, and then I went through the wall. But I was close to the wall, so I could see where the clipping would,
right.
And the gun was facing the wrong way because I placed it wrong. Whoops. So that's been the only glitch. I think there's obviously some security issues with the game itself. I think I've seen some speed hacking and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the game, it's just such a baby game. It's in such a state, that it's fixable. This is certainly not like late in the game's development, I don't think. And I think it is a small, like I said, I don't even know who the developers are.
Yeah. It's just a lot of small problems that are all combining together to just like make it a hot, steamy mess.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like it's a absolutely huge game either. And, you know, they have all the servers there. It's like, what, 8 servers or something like that? Not that many.
No,
that's more like 12 servers, I think. Anyways, I very rarely see more than 2 or 3 of them with more than 25 players. I always see one that's almost always full.
Okay.
Or really close to being full, and that's the one I usually load into, just because, you know, I want to see what it's like to, you know, be in that. And then so a couple other things I think they need to fix is a proper tutorial mode that just says that otherwise, because it just takes you to a Steam guide page when you hit the tutorial. I'm like, I'm not gonna read.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like, I'm not gonna read how to play your game, especially if the English in there is as bad as it is in the game itself, right? Like, if you didn't bother to get an English translator to properly translate your game so English players don't notice things or aren't confused by the way things are phrased, I highly doubt you did it for the tutorial. So that was one thing. So I mean, there's more negatives than there are goods, but like the negatives are small. And I think it's just a game that I'm gonna have to like watch and see kind of what happens. And see the potential, you know, either shrink or grow in the game, because I think it would actually be, you know, a World War II sandbox shooter sounds fun. When I can build bases and just, you know, and I think they do need to implement a private server mode where I could just bring people in and, all right, we're gonna, you know, half of us are gonna be on one side of the map, the other half are gonna be on the other, and we're gonna, you know, each build forts ourselves. You know, maybe not the bases themselves.
Right.
Or a tower. We're all, you know, one team is going to just build a giant ass tower and the other team has to fight their way through. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the potential I could see in this game. And I think they lean into that more, the building thing, and kind of, you know, make it so the building is a bigger aspect of the game than there's potential there. At least in my opinion. Yeah.
No, for sure. I think we talked about this once before, but I remember talking about how I thought that's probably the most exciting part that I see coming from Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Because they're planning on doing something really similar to that. And it's like, I would even be down to see a game that's focused on like 2 teams, or maybe like, actually, yeah, 2 teams, and then like one gets set in like into a creator mode for like a certain period of time, and like they just have to rush to build like a base, and then ta-da, like that's your actual goal, is to like defend that.
Yeah,
that'd be really interesting in itself. So,
we'll actually get into that here in a little bit. But I've basically said all I've wanted to say on Battle Rush. I did want to mention one thing after, but I'm gonna let you guys ask questions about this game.
It's free, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I don't remember.
I would not have paid for this game. Not in this state.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Any microtransactions or anything like that? Because I can't really see a reason for anything. Okay.
All right. No. Oh, another bad thing is leveling. You're stuck with like a rifleman right at the beginning of the game, and it takes a little bit to level up. And when you finally level up, that's when you access, it's called like an assault, and that's, I don't know. There's just a lot of goofy nonsense with the game that they need to figure out in terms of the leveling and class system.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's Battle Rush.
Yeah.
It has good bones. Awesome. Developer needs to put in a lot of work. Otherwise, yeah, good bones. I think it's a solid foundation for a game. I think it still would be good considered alpha.
Yeah. Honestly, there's one thing that, like, it's more of a thought than anything, but, like, seeing the actual base, like, character design and things like that, they're really ugly, obviously. Let's be real about that. But, like, oddly enough, the gun looks really, like, fine. Like, it looks okay. And I'm like, are these ripped images? I don't like I know that seems like a weird thought, but like,
yeah, like they're like
there's
a
a
bunch
lot
from
more
our
design
Unity
put
assets.
into. Yeah, there's a lot more design put into that gun than say like the actual character itself, and like the area itself doesn't look bad realistically. Like it looks okay.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't know. Are these actually? You probably don't know.
I don't know. My guess is that it's probably Unity assets.
Yeah, because these look like they're probably Unity stock assets. Is my assumption.
This game is better than the standard Unity flip or asset.
That's fair. That's good. That's always good.
So it certainly doesn't deserve that stigma.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if people were to look at this and say, "Oh, that's just an asset flip," I would push against that and say, "No, there's more here. There is some thought."
Okay.
I think it definitely is probably just like a one-man team or maybe a really small team trying to put this together.
Just a person like learning how game dev works and like putting it into practice.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
My only question is if it is a single person, then how are they managing the servers? I don't know.
That's a really good question. Because
so it might be like a 5-person team or something like that.
Honestly, maybe that was like the big reason why they made it, was just to like test how to do servers, because that's not hard. Like that's not easy. Excuse me. That's difficult. Everything else is like not the worst to do. Like somebody can make a basic game. It's not like super crazy. But like running actual servers, on the other hand, is not easy in the slightest. We even see it from like Stardew Valley taking like 2 years to like put in basic multiplayer functionality. So like, I'll give them props on that. Like, if you're making a free-to-play game and somehow able to run servers, which is weird in itself, because how are you supporting the server costs? I mean, props to you, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That's just a thought.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah.
So I do want to mention one thing. Even though this is for the people who are listening or watching after the actual broadcast, for I think up until tomorrow evening, you can pick up a game that I absolutely love, Insurgency, for free to keep on Steam.
Yeah, I actually already picked it up. I picked it up last night. I haven't gotten the chance to play it, but I have it now.
I have over 500 hours in that game.
Yeah, it's something I wanted to test, really.
I will. We will load up together, Ren. I will show you the way. I will show you the way of Insurgency. Man. I know it's free right now. I think as a promotion for Insurgency Sandstorm, which I am super stoked about. It comes out in September. So yeah, if you guys haven't picked it up, pick it up. It is worth it, and it retails for $15. Regularly goes on sale for like $2. It's and I don't know what the player base is going to do after Sandstorm. The player base for Insurgency didn't dip down when... I think the developers are NWI, New World Entertainment, or New World Interactive, I think. Why did I say entertainment? Because I'm stupid. But, they put out a World War II shooter that was basically Insurgency with a couple other tweaks to it, called Day of Infamy on the same engine. And player base didn't dip after that. So I have a hard time believing the player base is going to dip after Insurgency, but Sandstorm, but we'll see. So yeah, that's your hot news. Real quick, pick that up. It is worth it. It is so fun. And come shoot me with an AK-47, and I'll shoot you back with an MP5.
Oh man. Yeah, it's something that I've definitely kept my eyes on. Honestly, that's probably like one of the first shooters I even saw on Steam that was just like, I need to pick that up. But I don't necessarily want to throw money down for it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to be honest, when I saw it go free, I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Finally, I get a chance to like experience this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm honestly pumped.
I know I'm probably going to pick up Sandstorm. It looks so good. It looks so good.
Oh, man.
I don't even know if they've released a price for it. NWI, get at me. if you give me a free copy of the game, I will sure play it on stream.
I will rep that like a madman.
I will. Yeah, like I said, I have 500 hours in.
Yeah. You might want to contact their. You might want to contact their PR.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, because I'm sure they probably will, especially if they're like doing free, like they're doing a free 2-day thing, or like if you just pick it up, you own it. The end.
Yeah.
Like you can probably just be like, I'm a streamer.
Yeah.
I would love to rep your game.
I'm a streamer with a podcast.
Yeah.
Just don't tell them any numbers.
No, honestly, like a lot of companies will just like outright be like, sure, yeah, absolutely, we'll help you rep it even. Like if you tweeted it out or something like that, we will retweet it every time. I know a lot of people have done that, and it's like, yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that. Honestly, like 100%.
So, that's me plugging for Insurgency. You mentioned Fallout 76.
Yes.
We did get some news from QuakeCon this year.
Mm-hmm.
But most notably, one second, I'm going to find gameplay of something to put up in the background. This will work. But most notably, I think for the topic and the idea for us at hand is Quake Champions is now permanently free to play. And I installed it. I'll talk about it next week.
Mm-hmm.
Let people know, what Quake Champions is all about. I know kind of the benefit of having someone that's a little bit older than us is Darksyd. What is your experience with Quake?
It wasn't called Quake in my day. It was Doom.
Oh man. Yeah. I actually have played a little bit of this. Like, just a smidgen, because it went... I'm trying to remember. I think it was, at E3. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you can go ahead. Sorry.
I personally don't play first-person shooters, so I don't play them, but my brother played the crap out of Quake.
Mm-hmm.
He probably put in about 2,000 plus hours in Quake.
Yeah.
At least. So
yeah,
I know
the Quake series is a more realistic, kind of like a horror-esque first-person shooter. They've always been, but the Quake series has gone more in a PvP direction than it has with the horror-esque way. That's all I can really say about it, because I don't really play these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to actually play this as a kid. I think this was like the first PC game I ever played. Was like the very first Quake. Yeah, definitely was focused on horror before. Now it's a lot more of just I'm trying to remember what they even call them. Because I think there's even a specific name. I think they're even called Quake shooters now. Just because, like, the high action, like, high paced shooting, like, PvP thing has just been so stylized to Quake that, like, not any other places do it. The only one I can think of is Doom itself. Like, the most recent Doom game.
Which they
also has, like, a fairly high pace, like, PvP in.
Which they're all done by the same studio, right? Or someone with Bethesda, because Quake Champions is a Bethesda game, and so is the current Doom series, and Wolfenstein. I think they're all. Right. I'm like 99.9% sure that the original Wolfenstein, Quakes, Unreal Tournament, they're all like done by the same team.
Yeah.
ID Software.
Yep.
Yeah, id Software, ID Software. Yeah. So yeah, that whole like 90s Quake shooter aesthetic. And I know there's another game that came out. Oh god, I'm gonna have to like double check and see, because I played it like this time last year. I tried a 90s style shooter. I think it was like Toxic, I think. That tried to bring this style back. Let me see. But it failed. It had a free-to-play version with the picking up of the weapons and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was. I just saw it. Whoops. It's Toxic, TOXIKK. Was similar to this. That's another free to play for anyone that's interested in these kind of shooters. So yeah, I mean, this one free to play. I'll talk a little bit more about that next week. I've only played maybe 3 games with it. I just wanted to see how it ran and if it was going to be even worth me checking out in more depth. But I know that this one is more character based than Quakes have ever been. I don't think any of them have actually had like character abilities or anything like that. This one does.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember because I did play this once before. I played it for a few hours just to like get a feel of it and see how I would like feel about the game. I remember there being like it makes sense now, especially if they're gonna like put it as a free to play game in general. But there was like a lot of microtransactions. That was the one thing that was like, wow, this is odd.
I've seen microtransaction stuff in there, so I'll determine how needed they are, later.
I do remember. I'm just going to talk about it just for a little bit, just from what I remember of it. I really actually enjoy like the high pace action, like FPS sort of games, in comparison to like say Battlefield or something like that. They're like too unrealistic, where like you don't even really rage. You can a little bit, but like it's just like it's too unrealistic and it's just fun at that point because it's like so out of this world with like its random shenanigans. But I do I remember the gameplay itself felt okay. It wasn't the best shooter I've ever played, but it felt okay. I didn't really have any like complaints with the gameplay itself. A lot of the complaints I had was mostly from the microtransaction side, if I remember right. But yeah, definitely for sure looking at though, 100%. Especially if it's free. I kind of expected it to take this route, to be honest, because I believe at E3 they announced that they were gonna put it free for a few days, and like the player base shot up and then just like shot straight back down.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, yeah, you might have to like do a different strat here. But yeah.
And then other things were done at QuakeCon. More details came out about Fallout 76, which I know Ren and I...
Oh, I'm so fucking excited. I haven't read them yet.
Man, I just don't want to feed into the hype machine that will just lead to disappointment, like what happened with Fallout 4, right? Everyone was jerking themselves off to Fallout 4. It's going to be the fucking greatest game ever. It's going to be so fucking big and expansive, and it's going to have all the systems. And then they came out, and it's like, oh, no, not all the systems are here that we want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They gutted and, took out all the charm of the game and stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't want to feed into that. I don't want to enable the game devs for Fallout 76 to get lazy and shirk. I am excited for a multiplayer Fallout. I think that they have done pretty well for Elder Scrolls Online. I know a lot of people had problems with Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of those people also just played too much WoW and had MMOs ruined for themselves by WoW. WoW was just like so good.
Yeah.
Or people went into it expecting it was going to be like an entirely multiplayer Skyrim and didn't recognize that it was going to be a MMO and not just a Skyrim with friends. So I am curious. I am curious to see what's going to happen here with 76.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, I wasn't the person that was just like, oh, dude, love Fallout 4 best game. Best game. I wasn't like that, but I actually do really enjoy Fallout 4. To be honest, I never really had a problem with it. The biggest problem I had, honestly, the Like, the heart and soul of the game is not there in comparison to what it's been before. Because it's not really a choices matter game anymore.
Yeah.
It really isn't. Like, for the most part, like, it doesn't matter at all, like, what choices you make. It only matters if, like, you're interested in seeing a plot, and then you just reload, and then you just go do the other one. Because it only, it's not that difficult to just do. But yeah. The one thing I did really like about Fallout 4, though, was actually how it looked. Like, it was, like, such a huge evolution in comparison to, like, New Vegas and Fallout 3. In comparison to, like, the performance was okay. It's not great, but it's okay. But the graphics are really, like, solid. The gameplay itself is good. Like, it's actually really good in terms of gameplay. The biggest problem I had with it was the choices matter element was gone. So if they can bring that back, which I don't... That's one of the weird things, is I don't know how you're even going to be able to bring that back in a multiplayer setting.
Yeah.
Or if they just plan on leaving it all together.
Well,
I hope they don't do that, but it's possible.
Here's what I would like to kind of see with this game, and we'll sort of see, is can you make a map or a server private, and can you retain the consequences of what happens on that map, right?
Yeah.
So can I play with you, and you nuke a part of the map, because we know that's going to be a part of it, and you nuke a part of the map, and I can go, me and you can both log off, and then like an hour later we can both come back to that server.
Yeah.
You know, basically make it like a Rust or a Minecraft or 7 Days to Die or whatever. Because I don't want it to be like Sea of Thieves, where that stuff doesn't really, that things will spawn and things will, come back. I don't really necessarily want that.
Yeah.
Myself, I want something where I can be with my friends and we can just utterly destroy a map, and then when we're done with it, we can go back. We can reset our server.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think if anything, they're probably not going to make it permanent, but they'll probably make it a decent enough period of time where it's like, okay, all right, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, if somebody just nukes a portion of the map and that map section is, like, not available anymore, that can be a huge hit. Like, that can be a huge hit for, like, big elements of the game. Well, so I could see that being a problem.
Well, one thing that they did announce during QuakeCon was that the benefit of nuking is that you actually open up things and you create new enemies and potential weapons and stuff like that. So there's actually a benefit, like in the end game, that if you nuke a portion of the map, things change for the players.
I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they've also talked about some like anti-griefing stuff, like your bounty. Like if you go and start killing other players, similar to how they kind of set it up similar to GTA, where if you start randomly killing other players, you appear on everyone's map, and your bounty is actually taken out of your resources. Which that I don't particularly care for. I don't think that, your bounty should be taken out of your wallet. I think it should just be a part of the in-game economy that the bounty will just appear.
Yeah.
Especially if maybe you're just the winner of a firefight, not the instigator of the firefight.
Right.
I think that's a potential issue.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's some other things like the special, which is like the stats portion, which they kind of got rid of stats as a whole in Fallout 4. It felt like, in terms of the consequences of it.
Yeah.
It is gonna be like on a card system.
I just recently read that, and that confuses me, to be completely honest. Just because I'm like reading it and like I don't fully understand how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, we'll have to read more about that, or maybe they'll have like a gameplay video or something like that shows how it affects the game.
Yeah, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm spooked, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
but yeah.
What do what do you think, Darksyd? Do you have any thoughts on 76? Or I know you don't really do the shooters, and I don't know if you do survival games really.
I actually played a lot of Fallout 4.
Okay.
Because, it happens to be based in Boston, and since I live in Boston, I was like, what the hell? Let me go check out the lay of the land.
Mm-hmm.
So I am actually looking forward to 76. I am going to grab it when it comes out, because I actually like the Fallout series. It's actually really well done. I like 3 a little better than 4 for the sheer fact the RPG systems were there. They're gone now.
Yeah.
They took away their best aspect.
Yeah. My first Fallout game, and I've played maybe halfway through 3, was New Vegas, and I absolutely loved New Vegas. It is still one of my top 5 games. And yeah, I was so just I didn't actually pick up Fallout 4. I just played a little bit of it on different people's systems, and started to play through like on my buddy's PS4 or whatever. And I kind of knew from that point that I didn't want to pick up Fallout 4 for myself when it came out.
Right.
Maybe now, maybe.
I think it's even like $15 right now.
Yeah.
Like, as we're talking right now, I think it's on sale.
Yeah.
I'm not super sure, though.
For me, it would just be one of those things. It's like the RPG aspects are gone. There's a lot of things that I really liked about the systems in 3 and New Vegas that I would definitely miss. It doesn't feel right to me without it in the game. So, yeah. Some interesting stuff. I probably will pick up 76 just because, it's to me, 76 doesn't even need to be a Fallout game, right? Because it's multiplayer. I want to just create stories with my friends.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people who are being like, but is it going to be a Fallout game? Like, what does it matter if it's going to be a Fallout game if it's multiplayer?
Well, I'm like mixed opinions on that part, because at one point, like, yeah, it's a multiplayer game. I don't expect it to be like, it wouldn't even make sense for it to be an RPG style game. The thing I'm worried about is like, say that they decide to make like another single player game down the road, because I don't think they're going to just ditch it. But like at that point, they would have already made 2 games that have like no real RPG value, realistically. And it would sound like they were just like cutting out the system entirely and just making it like action RPG, but not really like, your character doesn't really have an important personality.
You'd be making a Far Cry with Fallout skin on it. Yeah, and I get you on that.
Yeah. That would be my biggest worry, to be honest.
Where they start thinking that that's what Fallout fans want.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, I think part of that was the Far Cry 3. The Far Cry 3 marketing was like, it's like Skyrim with guns. And they're like, do people want games without RPG elements?
Yeah. Do they want Skyrim with guns? Oh god, we should give them Skyrim with apocalypse guns.
Yeah, or I think, just to me, that was like the bit. I think that was probably it, where it's like, oh, people, it doesn't matter if we have an extensive RPG system set into the game. People are gonna play it as long as it's open world with a bunch of weapons.
Right.
And I think that's
to be honest, I completely get it from like a developer side. I entirely get it, because like putting in an entire like, there were so many things in like Fallout 3 and New Vegas that have like underlying plots that people don't even know about. Like, there's just so much random stuff, and like you could easily just cut that out and like, ta-da, you save money.
Yeah. Oh, easy. We don't need to do a whole thing about the great cons. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I even remember when I was doing because I was watching some videos on Fallout 4, there's even a lot of like background stuff in Fallout 4 that doesn't even get talked about. Like, there's a corpse that's inside of a wall, inside of like one of the main places. And like, it apparently comes from like a rumor of real life times that there's like a person in a wall inside of like this government building or something like that.
Dark, can you confirm
all this stuff? It was really weird.
The Italian mob, when the building was getting built, they killed off a few guys that owed them money, and they threw them in the cement in the walls, and they're actually inside government centers' walls, their bodies.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like, and you'll actually find like their bodies and stuff in the walls, and you don't, like, if you're just playing it and you don't even think about it, you're just like, that's weird, why is there a body in the wall? Whatever. You move on, like, immediately. Yeah. But like, there's a lot of underlying depth that just, it doesn't even get talked about. And like, that stuff is really cool.
The layouts, the streets, everything in Fallout 4, it's actually completely accurate. Like, I could go in that game to where I work, and my building's there. I can go to Central Square. It's a crater because that's where one of the bombs hit, I guess, but, it's there. I can go to Harvard Square, and Harvard Square, everything's there and exactly where it is here. Yeah. Just, blown up. So they actually, it's completely accurate, minus they forgot Somerville.
Yeah.
I do know it was 76 is going to be set in West Virginia. I know Lone Spirit is from West Virginia. So, and he is probably going to be one of the guys that we play with. So we'll have to ask him and be like, so how accurate is this to West Virginia? And I know Waz is from Virginia, but I don't know like if how much he's like spent in West Virginia, if any.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's been a couple other things announced, other stuff, mostly Fallout 76 stuff. It felt like.
Also, wasn't there like an upcoming Doom game? That's a thing, right? I'm not crazy about that.
I think there was some Doom stuff. I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. I just remember hearing about it from E3, and they were like, "We're going to talk about more at QuakeCon," but I didn't check out anything about QuakeCon. So I'm kind of in the dark.
Yeah. I know I had, of course, anything that anyone is writing about right now, IGN, GameSpot, is all 76.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. Let's see what Tech Radar
Doom Eternal,
says.
that's what it is.
Doom Eternal, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doom Eternal gameplay reveal. So that was revealed. Free to play Quake Champions.
Did you guys play the new Doom? I played a little bit of it. I didn't get super into it, but I did play it a little bit, and I got really I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I played. Yeah. How was it, Darksyd? I'm just curious.
It was okay. I played the original one, so it's just a complete remake of Doom 1. And if anybody played Doom 1, it's just newer style graphics. The monsters look a lot more realistic, not cartoony. Put a little bit more of the horror aspect in there, but it's just Doom 1 with a reskin.
Got you. I honestly didn't even know that. I thought it was like its own thing. To be completely honest, I thought it was its own thing. So, yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Some other things that we learned from QuakeCon. One thing, even though I don't have any of the expansions, I'm kind of curious to see Elder Scrolls Online Wolf Hunter DLC had a trailer. I think there's probably some more stuff in terms of the Elder Scrolls Legends card game. I'm sure there's some announcements there. And then what else did they get? Rage 2 extended gameplay. QuakeCon. Yeah, that was about it. A lot of 76 information and gameplay. So we'll kind of see how that goes and what we're gonna really get out of it.
Got you. Right on. I'm honestly like a little bit. I'm probably too hyped, but I'm really excited. Yeah. I have to agree though. I'm really hoping that there's some sort of allowing privacy to servers. If there's any server customization at all, I'll be so happy.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I could see them just being like, the other servers. That's it.
Yeah.
There's servers. You can make them private, I guess. But I would love to see setting durations on certain things and maybe enemy difficulty on the entire map would be neat. Things like that.
Well, and I think I've said this a couple different times. When you give players the opportunity to create their own fun with the tools you give them, such as private servers, you're going to retain your player base because they're going to be able to come up with ideas. I remember when I was playing Call of Duty in high school, people would make our own private games, and we'd do before Infected, it was even a game mode in Modern Warfare 3. We did it in Modern Warfare 2. Before somebody played, we did we called it Michael Myers, I think, where it was basically tag. Someone would come around and you could shoot them, but they had to knife you, and if you got knifed, then you had to swap to your knife and go get somebody.
Yeah.
Right. So when you allow that freedom of control in a game, it's going to retain your player base.
Yeah.
And players aren't going to be bored.
Yeah, options are never a bad thing.
Yes.
Options are always good.
Give them.
Always.
Give us the options. Let me control my server, please.
Yeah. Even if you're giving me like a random ass option of like, oh, no guns are on the map, I'll be like, that's weird. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna find out what this is about. I want to see like how absolutely terrible this is gonna be.
Oh my god, yeah, no, it's just a bunch of players struggling against fucking like super mutants with baseball bats.
Yeah, replace all enemies with super mutants. Yeah.
Death claws, just death claws everywhere. Death claw, death claw, death claw.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm hoping there's a lot of customization. I don't expect there to be a lot, but I'm expecting there to be some.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope there's a lot of. I hope there's privacy options, so I'm not getting ganked by some rando who's not even a part of my fucking group. Yeah, just to get ganked by some dude with a fucking scoped energy rifle from fucking like half a map away. Nah. I ain't about that. I'm not feeling that.
Yeah, and these better not be client-side servers because I will lose my mind.
Yeah,
I will
peer-to-peer
absolutely lose my shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with peer-to-peer. It's not gonna happen. You better give me a dedicated server. I'm gonna lose all of my mind, all of it. Don't give me the DBD syndrome. Don't do it. I don't want to like play a game and the dude's just like, I'm lagging. Your base is gone. It's like, no, I don't want that at all.
Not at all.
Yeah. If you give me dedicated servers and customizations, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
That's
Darksyd, do you have any questions? Or questions? Do you have any thoughts? Any other thoughts you want to throw in here? About anything at QuakeCon? Anything about 76 or the champions or anything?
No, because you know why? I don't pay attention to games that are coming out anymore. I stopped paying attention a while ago. I like to be surprised when something comes out. Like, oh, that looks cool, and then I just grab it. I don't feed into the hype no more. I don't care. If I want to play it, I'm going to play it. I don't care about anybody's opinion these days. I'm just going to play it.
I don't want to try to feed into the hype machine, and I know we did a little bit here.
I embrace the hype machine. I live in it.
I don't know, man. I don't want to hype anything up too much. I know we did a bad job. I did a bad job here doing it. But I just don't want to feed into it and just know that I fed into some inevitable disappointment.
I mean, there's always a risk. Believe me, I've played more than enough games. Well, I don't pre-order anymore. Yeah. I normally don't pre-order, and I don't buy early access.
Yeah.
It's not a thing anymore. I just don't do it. I already got ripped off enough with DayZ.
Yeah.
That's more than enough. By a mile.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't even, like, hit that bad by Squad, but I'm like, I paid into early access with Squad, and there's just a lot of things that they need to still fix. 2 years after I paid $40 for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything else, guys? Anything else you want to mention? Anything else we want to talk about real quick? We're getting a little late here.
Good. Yeah. I was like noticing, wow, we're getting a little bit later on. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're good. I think we're all okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So let's start with Darksyd. Darksyd, where can people find you? What's coming up? What are you doing? All that good stuff.
Well, they're going to be able to find me in about 10 minutes on my stream because I'm about to go do some more Drunk by Daylight. I'm going to be dumping Jaeger bombs every time I die, and every time someone Kobe's, everyone else drinks.
Oh my god.
And where's that at?
That's at twitch.tv/DARKSYD3.
Nice. Darksyd knows how to do it. He must have been in radio. Yeah, anything else? I mean, anything else that people can find you at, or anything else you want to plug?
Anything to plug. I only stream for fun. I don't care about growth for me.
Okay. Ren.
Hi.
Hi. What's coming up on your channel?
Oh, dude, in like half an hour, I'm going to be streaming the hell out of some more Monster Hunter World. Yeah. I'm like, I just got to a part where like it's getting difficult. I'm excited. I'm pumped. But yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/run147. Hopefully I didn't butcher my own name too hard. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter World for a while. I think Wednesday I'm going to play a little bit of Warframe, but aside from that, I'm playing Monster Hunter all week. I'm still like super into it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Cool. Let's see. Coming up on my channel, I think I'm going to be playing some Elder Scrolls Online tomorrow night with some friends. Probably running some dungeons and stuff, grinding out. I'm trying to get a character to champion level. Friday night, I'm not sure what I'll be doing. Probably do some Dead by Daylight with Mr. Darksyd if he's available. Otherwise, Dungeons and Dragons coming up on Sunday. We had a really fun session Sunday. So if you guys don't already follow me for that, come on in. Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Otherwise, follow us on Twitter at NTNPod. I have an Instagram. Just look up Danny K, DANIECAE. That's the Twitch name as well. We have YouTube, where we upload the VOD of the podcast every Thursday after the show. I'm going to start doing reruns on Thursday for the show as well. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so subscribe and follow us on there. Just look up Next to Nothing Show. Otherwise, I think that's it. I think we're good. We good, boys?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah,
it's getting a lot later than I expected it to.
Yeah, I say we're at about 15 minutes over what we usually do, so a bit longer of an episode. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put us here, and goodbye, guys.